Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marion.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are exploring some Pioneer today with Zendikar Rising. You know, we did Standard for a while. Last week we dove into Modern. Now we're getting to, Pioneer. I know a format that both Corey and I have enjoyed quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
And one that is very open. There's a lot of different decks around. If you look at the results from last weekend with the challenge and then the showcase challenge as well, a ton of stuff happening in the format. Obviously there's some impact from Zendikar Rising. We see Omnath around. We see Lotus Cobra around. But you also see, a ton of new aggro decks popping up that didn't have good enough mana to compete, but now do because of pathways.
Yep. Because I sorry to interrupt you, but that's the thing. Pioneer is one format where Standard doesn't get the improvement of pathways because you lost the Shocklands. So they're just kind of helping it out. But Pioneer is one thing where you get Shocklands and pathways added. So that's huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huge. And really put some decks over the top in terms of the consistency that they needed to compete. They don't have because especially friendly color combinations don't have access to pain lands, don't have access to fast lands. It really is kind of comical how if you were to rank the sets of lands before pathways existed, the sets of dual lands that existed in Pioneer, Shocklands at the top, and then after Shocklands, all of the best ones are in the enemy color combinations, and all of the worst ones are in the friendly color combinations.
Yeah.
Like friendly colors got battle lands, check lands, shadow lands. And enemy colors got pain lands and fast lands.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder if there's any, philosophy why they did that, or if it's just kind of just throwing it at a dartboard and just seeing what stuck. But
it's not like they, orchestrated all of these designs for Pioneer.
Yeah, of course.
It was all just things that existed
how it worked out.
Yeah. Things that existed for their specific standard environments.
Yeah.
And it was the friendly color combinations that got fetch lands. And that was really big, but those got banned.
Yeah. And rightfully so, because Omnath and Cobra would be pretty welcoming with fetch lands. But
please don't even make me think about it.
Yes, exactly. I started my Pioneer re-exploration here just on Friday. I figured I knew we were going to do this show. I knew I was going to play some of these events. So I just naturally went to Jeskai Luka because that's the deck I always thought was good. I figured the format couldn't have changed too much to make that a bad deck. And, I was right. Like, it took second one of the events. It still does fine. Yeah. But I really had a blast building decks and, looking at new stuff, looking at different deck lists, looking at the top eights, and it's insanely diverse. Pioneer looks extremely fun, extremely healthy, and that may be a product of the fact that there hasn't been a ton of competitive tournaments where people, can essentially break it. Then you have 2 to 3 dominant rock, paper, scissors matchups. But it just looked really good. I know we both kind of went to the Brood Tank, which is going to be our third deck. We both have a spicy one that we created. But yeah, it just looks great. I had a blast playing it. I know we both did pretty similar in the challenges and the showcase, just right outside of top 8 for them. So a little unfortunate, but they were still really fun tournaments.
Yeah, no, had a blast playing some Pioneer. And really looking forward to exploring the format today and potentially on Thursday as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be starting with sort of the new kid on the block. This is 4-color Omnath. It really is just a port from the standard deck into Pioneer.
Yeah.
Mostly a standard legal deck. The mana base is obviously improved. We also get to play Growth Spiral and get to play Teferi Time Raveler. And one of the innovations that the Pioneer version of the deck plays is it plays a lot of Felidar retreats, which you saw a little bit of in Standard, but some less issued entirely. Some play 1 or 2, but you pretty consistently see 3 in Pioneer lists.
And I'm skeptic of the card, to be honest. I still am not sure that is a card that I want to have. Maybe it's just the decks I play are not afraid of it, and maybe the decks you play are kind of afraid of it. So maybe that's why you're like, this card's good, and I'm like, this card sucks,
I suspect that is the case, because that card, it blocks a lot.
yeah, those cats are pretty good, but
also really good at certain lists play Kenrith. You can have a sort of combo turns where you play a bunch of lands, make 2/2s, play counter Earth, give them all haste.
Yeah, just essentially crazy cat lady, like just throw cats at people.
Oh yeah, just throwing cats everywhere.
No, but I mean, it's a card that's very good against aggro. I mean that's plain and simple what it really is, and can be good against certain control. ECD type control decks, it's not going to be good against, but tap out Dimir control decks or something is going to be good. So I like that deck. It's very strong. It's put up decent results. I don't think it really won anything. It just did okay.
There's a lot of sort of mid-range / big mana decks right now in Pioneer. A lot of different flavors. There's There's Jeskai Luka with fires. There's 4-color Omnath. There's Reclamation decks. There's Esper Yorion, and all of these decks have some sort of plan going along to really put the game away. Either they generate a ton of mana and play something really powerful, or they generate a ton of card advantage. But they all interact, early enough to beat the aggro decks and are able to disrupt. But they have this really robust late game plan. But they all do it in slightly different ways.
Yeah.
So this is just sort of part of that group. It's not significantly better than any of the others, in my opinion.
Sure.
But certainly a strong contender.
Cool. And the deck that I chose actually took down one of the challenges and beat me round 2 pretty handedly when I was playing my brew that we'll see in our third round of Versus Live. But went on to just exo the tournament and just crushed it. It is a Jund Sacrifice list. And this one's really just adopted from Historic. It is almost identical to these Historic lists because you get Collected Company that we kind of saw at the Mythic Invitational pretty recently. But for Collected Company, for Citadel, you get to play Cutthroat. You get to play Mayhem Devils. Some Llanowar Elves is a thing that we didn't get in Standard as well. So just a really clean Jund Sacrifice list that I wanted to try out and just see how good it was. So.
Yeah, no, this is a deck that was around a month and a half ago and had a really dominant weekend on Magic Online in Pioneer.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Multiple top 8s across multiple challenges, and it looked like it might become the next big thing. And then it kind of really just dropped it off and disappeared very quickly. And part of it was that it's pretty vulnerable to Grafdigger's Cage. You saw a lot of Grafdigger's Cages rise up when people started playing Jund Sacrifice.
Yeah.
And right now, no one's playing any Grafdigger's Cages. So I think this was a really smart choice for the weekend, because this deck can actually ignore a lot of the, what I said, those mid-range and big mana decks. When they do their thing is usually something really powerful, but it doesn't literally end the game.
Yeah.
And this deck's powerful thing literally ends the game. You bolus a Citadel, you spew a million permanents onto the battlefield, and you usually deal your opponent like 30.
Yep.
With a bolus of Citadel activation. So it's that kind of overpower where it just literally ends the game that is really good against all of these other mid-range and big mana strategies. But you open yourself up to certain hate cards, namely Grafdigger's Cage.
Incredibly vulnerable deck. And not even just specific hate cards like Cage. Like Cage just shuts down your 8 powerful cards, which is unbelievable. You can still win with an aggro plan, but even just spot removal against Sacrifice decks, just a lot of it, and is usually a good enough recipe to defeat them as well. But a deck I'm still very interested in.
So this should be an interesting matchup. I'm going to have to do my thing pretty quickly from the 4-color side. Because I don't really have a lot of ways to disrupt the Bolus of Citadel Collected Company plan.
I
have a little bit of removal. I have some Anger of the Gods. Those will be nice.
That will be nice.
We'll probably get some more removal in the sideboard and interaction. But definitely, when your plan comes together, that I don't get, another turn to try to react.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be interesting. Looks like I got you last week, so you get to choose. You can go first if you'd like.
I think I'll go first. That sounds good. And I will keep my hand.
I think I'll keep as well. It's a little slow, and we need a little help from the top, but good enough.
Okay. Start on Ketria Triome.
Okay. Oh, spicy. Okay. I will start with Elvish Mystic. Pass to you. Oh, it was a fancy draw.
Weird. I'm not used to having me have Ketria Triome and you start with Elvish Mystic.
I know. Yeah, we're living in the Twilight Zone here.
I will play a Logran Tribe.
I was a green mid-range beatdown player before they started making busted stuff in these colors. So, all right. Now we got a lot of options here. We can just go for one of our 3 drops, or we can try to be a little bit more cheeky with playing these 2. I kind of want to do the double spell here, so let's go with the Cobra.
Yep.
Add black and play Cutthroat. I'll take 2 though.
So you're at 18.
Yep. Pass to you.
Okay. Pretty happy Corey chose to double spell there, since I have an Anger of the Gods.
Oh, I didn't know you main deck them. Oh, God. Okay. I did not know those decks main deck that, or I would have not played that.
Usually 3, sometimes 4.
Okay, well, we're completely dead already. I'll play a goose, make a food, here go. To be fair, my other play was still going to get wrecked by that, so.
Yeah. Okay. Tap breeding pool, pass the turn.
Okay. Yeah, that was incredible.
Have you tried playing 4 toughness creatures, Corey?
Yeah, I really should. I'm not a fan, though. Not a fan.
Are there even any good ones?
Omnath, there we go. All right, not the draw I wanted there, but I'm going to play this. It kind of replaces itself. Catacomb Sifter.
Sure.
Get my Scion and pass to you. Getting rid of my food there when I don't have a land is not ideal, but...
Is this the card you were talking about?
No. Omnath, why have you betrayed me?
Is it good that I also have one of these?
Yeah. You've harnessed the power of Gusher Hands. Good for you.
So
I believe that's what we call a combo.
yes.
That's
if you're
that's a 2020 combo where it's just one card combos.
If you're on Aspiring Spike Stream, it's called a Splinter Twin.
Oh, okay.
Any 2 cards that have some positive interaction between them is called a Splinter Twin.
Yes.
So Fable Passage Omnath, that's a Splinter Twin.
Okay. Untap Green Source, Llanowar Elf.
Okay, so
unbanned twin
yeah,
win.
exactly. So I will go to 24 from the first trigger.
Yeah,
second trigger makes 4 mana, and I will cast an Escape to the Wilds.
Oh, sure. Why not? We're having fun.
And I'll play Rootbound Crag. You can take 4.
I would love to. 14. And that's actually relevant against this deck when I try to Citadel at some point. You know?
Definitely. Then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, well, that was very rude of you. Okay, I guess that wasn't the worst of top decks. All right, I'm going to play this land, take 3.
Brings you to 11.
God, I still don't think there's a chance I can get out of this, but...
I also love the addition of Agadeem's Awakening to this deck.
Yeah.
A lot of 1, 2s, and 3s. You care about just having a volume of bodies.
Agreed. I'll pass to you.
So it looks like we're getting a Collected Company here.
Nah. Who plays main deck Anger the Gods? How frustrating.
Well, I've got a second one.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna sack Scry.
Yep.
Put this Bolus's Citadel to the bottom. I'll let it resolve.
Wanted to do that Anger before I Cobra'd here.
Okay.
So let's play the Cobra.
Okay.
Then play Fabled Passage.
Probably have went to combat, you fish.
Yeah. I just want to do my thing, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna win anyways. I mean, no chance.
Float 2 mana off this Cobra, and then 4 off the Omnath.
Oh, you need Omnath? Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Let's make blue-green off the 2 Cobra triggers. So blue, green, red, white.
Okay, sure. This is fine. This is fine. I'll just sip my coffee in a burning room over here and just say this is fine.
Then I will float blue, green, red.
Yeah, this is fine.
Play Uro. I'll go to 27. Or 31, sorry, because there's 2 Omnath.
Nope, you said 27 first.
Put that onto the battlefield. You will take 4, go to 7.
No, I already took 4, didn't I? This turn? Oh, no.
You took 3 last turn from the
Okay,
Academia.
sure, why not?
So you've dealt yourself 5, and I've dealt you 8 with Omnath twice.
All right, this is fun.
So I had blue, green, red. This entered. That will make another green. And then I'll float red, escape the Uro.
I'm trusting that you did that right, but I don't believe it.
So I go to 34.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to 32.
See, isn't it fun to do this kind of stuff instead of have to nickel and dime your opponent all the time?
Make another red, and we'll go 5 mana, play Escape to the Wild.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Everything's fine here. This is all okay.
Fine.
Wow. Okay, then I'll play a Rootbound Crag, make a blue.
Yeah, sure.
Then play a Growth Spiral.
Yeah, of course, yep.
As you do. Okay, I don't have a land. Now I'll
you can't play one of those, huh?
Now I'll pass priority in the first main phase.
Collected Company. This better be a good one. Oh, boy. Well, it's not that good.
This is turn 6, and I had multiple Anger the Gods this game.
Yeah, that was an insane draw, I must say.
Is this okay?
It's not okay.
Is this what it feels like to do things like this?
Yeah, come to the dark side sometimes.
Because my hand is still great.
Yeah, of course it is.
I'm probably going to draw my deck next turn.
Yeah, of course it's good. All right, there you go. I get a food.
Okay, so you don't have enough to trade for the Omnath, so attack for 4.
I don't, and I don't think I can really block because I need all my mana, but I just don't think it matters. Yeah, I mean, I have to block to preserve my life total, so sure.
And that's another creature dies, right? If I remember correctly?
Yeah.
So no scry off that. I'll pass the turn.
All right, I am dead. I am dead. Yeah, your whole deck draws itself.
This is not okay.
Yeah, that deck is insane. That deck is absolutely insane. But I mean, it is a deck that snowballs. So you know, if you stop the beginning thing, you know, your turns look a lot different. You know, one spell pierce on a escape. You know, one way to deal with Omnath, stuff like that. Everything does change quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, that's just what the deck does. It's quite powerful.
Chat reminding us you should have blocked there, Corey. Should have blocked there. The Omnath did 3 damage on it.
Oh yeah, the Omnath was going to die there.
Well, it did die then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I had another in my hand.
All right. Well, then, hey, put an asterisk next to that win there, Rob, because that was failure to maintain game state.
I get a game rule violation. You get a failure.
Oh man, we're getting Ricky to come in here and actually start penalizing you on these things. You're just off the charts here.
You want that to happen?
Yes, absolutely.
That goes both ways, Corey.
Well, hey, I'd get some marks on my life total keeping track of, but other than that, I play flawlessly. Anyways,
we've never made a mistake on Versus Live ever.
All right, everybody, we are going to go to sideboarding here to see if I have anything to deal with that just happened there. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here on Versus Live. We're going right up till the minute here because I was not necessarily sure, because believe it or not, I'm usually playing those style of decks, and I know I want to bring in things that kill creatures and take out things that really don't. So your sideboarding looks a lot easier. But one thing I was very much considering not even sideboarding and just on the play trying to just do my thing, but you do have such haymaker spells like this. I think I'm priced into having Thoughtseizes, and Cutthroat is the card that it facilitates my absolutely busted draws, but I don't need it to win most of the time. It's usually win more. I just want to be ramping. I want to cast Priest on 2, and then you go Cobra, Woe Strider, make you kill that, and just really kind of do that, and then at a key turn, take away what would be your good Anger turn or your good Omnath turn, and just try to stop you from snowballing like that, like you did the first game. So we're going to give this a shot.
This deck can often be threat light because you have so much mana in your deck. So Thoughtseize, if it strips you of your key piece, then the deck will flounder around for a bit until it finds another one. On my side, we're just getting more interactive against creatures with the sprays and the last Anger. I'm also going to bring in Wilt. It's a pretty low cost card that can deal with Bolus of Citadel, which is the scariest card for me from Corey's side of the matchup. When I need to keep going through my deck, I can just cycle it, but having an answer to Citadel is nice. Teferi awkward in this matchup. You play to the board too much. It's almost never going to live.
And I get to sacrifice whatever you target a lot of percentage of the time. Teferi's really bad in this matchup.
And then trimming on Felidar Retreat, you are somewhat of an aggro deck. Like that's your backup plan when people are attacking you, but I'm not scared of your aggro plan. It's not robust enough to beat my normal Omnath Uro game plan. So you don't really need retreats. I'm still leaving one in because I don't have another card I want to side in. Maybe I could bring in a Soul Guide Lantern. You have Aghanim's Awakening, but I think I'd rather just have a retreat because
I'd bring in a Gust.
You bring in a Gust?
Yeah.
I guess Gust can be...
Gust, I think, is actually pretty decent. It's not like you want a lot of them, but I would bring in a Gust from Felidar because I don't think that's great. Sure. You get Mayhem Devil, you get Company. And the thing is, I almost always Company on your turn, so you don't even have to hold up mana. Maybe that'll change a little bit how I do it, but highly unlikely for the one Gust I'm going to play differently. So if you draw it and I hold up 4 mana, you're probably just going to get me.
Nice.
Which is
you like getting Corey.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? You know what I like getting though?
Questions?
Questions from our audience. Rob, you got any good ones?
Not really, just kind of some discussions and about Omnath and Uro and whether or not they're healthy for Magic.
Okay, so the huge. Okay, perfect. Well, if anybody has any Pioneer questions or life questions or comments, concerns, or burns,
any of them, Maybe a
Yeah.
trivia question or two.
Maybe,
Direct
yeah.
those to Corey, please.
Yes, please. Yeah, those we need to make it a challenge here. We ask them to you. That's no fun. So
Yeah, trivia question. Who's the first person to outscore, out-rebound, and out-assist LeBron James in a finals game?
oh, I know that Butler.
Buckets.
Butler.
It's Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Bucket. Sorry. Yeah, that was one heck of a game. Okay, so I'm going to be going first. All right, I like the
But
start.
I got to go first last time. How is this fair?
I like the start. It wasn't the best payoff, but the last card there was decent enough. I'm going to try it. A little vulnerable, but...
Oh. This hand doesn't really ramp. If I already had the second red source wrapped up and I knew I could just curve Anger into Omnath, I think I would keep. But with only one red source and a heavy land hand already, so I don't even want to draw another land, I'm going to mulligan this.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
I think 5 lands Anger Omnath with the 5 lands guaranteeing you to curve those 2 cards with each other would be fine.
Yeah.
But only the one red source.
Yeah, and that's the usual hands. Spoiler. One of my last deck, the deck I was creating, is somewhat similar to this. Takes some stuff from it, and that's usually the case too. If I have Anger on the draw, maybe Chain to the Rock, something like that I can disrupt, I'm usually happy. But you got to be able to cast them. Is it our first 5? The deck is somewhat awkward because you do have just 7 mana clunky spells. You have Genesis Ultimatum and a bunch of planes, so that's usually unfortunate.
What about this full house?
Oh,
This is not a Splinter Twin.
yeah, I thought I didn't know you were so angry today.
It's the gods that are angry.
Oh, okay.
They're angry with me for some reason.
Okay.
Maybe I sacrificed the wrong goat.
I mean, you played the wrong deck, right? You're supposed to be on this side.
You've upset the balance of the
It's
universe.
because you submitted the third decks wrong.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
true.
true.
That's true. That is the first mistake we've ever made on Versus Live, and it's yours. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So when everyone will chat later, when you get mad at me because all the graphics are backwards, it's Ross's fault.
Yeah.
So they say.
Or we can, flip the script and say it was Rob's fault. I mean,
They'll never know.
They'll never know. Yeah,
not
it's
like
2
we've
against
been-
1. So.
Nice. I like that Corey's on my
I mean,
side.
I'm the one who gets to mute everybody, so
Oh, that's a good
It's 2
point.
against 1, but the 1 is a lot more powerful.
Or more effectively, you get to unmute us when we are not live. That's the real power right there.
I guess we're gonna keep this, even though it is also awkward.
Okay. I got a lawnmower. Pass to you.
Breeding pool tapped.
Okay. Ooh, interesting draw. It doesn't actually help me out that much, depending on what I draw. But I do think it's worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Lotus Cobra.
Yep.
Take 2, add a green, and we're going.
You're at 18.
Your go. Don't anger me, bro.
Well, my Lotus Cobra is not going to look nearly as impressive.
Yep, that's fair.
Pass the turn.
All right. Big draw. Oh no, that was not a good draw. But I will attack for 3.
17.
Okay. And then I'll play a Wolf Strider, get a food, or get a Brad, and pass to you. Cobra is a cute one in this deck, that's for sure.
Two cards in hand.
2, yep.
Make a red, anger.
No! Why were you tanking? Oh, that is so frustrating.
I was hoping me playing the Cobra last turn would cause Corey to just spew,
Right.
but maybe you just... I don't know what you're holding. 2 Bolus of Citadels or something? No, you could have cast those, right?
No, I could not.
Oh, no. You're 1 short, yeah.
Scry.
That makes sense then.
God, I just have to hit lands now? I mean, that's the goal. Mayhem Devil to the bottom. Oh, tilting. Scry. Guess we'll take that. Scry to the top, and this goes away.
Pass the turn.
All right, here go. Frustrating.
Okay, Fabled Passage gets the planes that I put on the bottom of my deck, and then I'll play Omnath.
Okay.
And draw a card, and you're up.
Do you think I needed a land?
Yeah.
All right, Catacomb Sifter, and pass to you.
That was a good draw. I will gain 4.
Okay.
I will play Escape to the Wild.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So yes, that puts me to 21.
Yeah.
Then let's play Ketria Triome and then play Uro Floating a red because I make 4 mana with the Omnath.
Sure.
I go to 24.
Yeah.
Okay, getting kind of punished.
I think you'll be all right.
It's not actually punished. We'll put that land in. You take 4.
16.
14. You took 2 on turn
14.
after the Cobra. And then I will attack for 4.
10.
Pass the turn.
All right. Sweet. I'm dead.
I was just going to Genesis Ultimatum you next turn.
Yeah. Well, I had Thoughtseize, but
Oh.
yeah.
Thoughtseize me.
Straight dead.
You have some time.
Straight dead. All right,
You have
Thoughtseize,
food.
yeah.
You're at 8.
All right, attack for 3. I just needed a 6 land for a Citadel, and I drew a second Citadel on that turn. I guess I didn't need it that turn, though, so pass to you.
I'm at 18.
Yep.
Attack you for 4.
Take it.
Brings you to 4.
Yep.
I will Growth Spiral.
Sure.
I will put this land in. What do I need more of? I'll put this land first.
Okay.
So I gain 4, go to 22.
Yep.
I will play Mountain for turn, get 4 mana. Use the blue and the green. Make another blue and a green.
Nope. Play Omnath first.
You want me to play on that first?
Yeah. Because otherwise it's just going away.
Yeah.
And you don't have another thing to cast, and now you get to regain life.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll use that, so no mana floating.
Okay.
Draw a card. Now blue, green, blue.
Yep.
Escape this Uro.
Because now if you have 2 lands, you get to mana again as well.
I gain 3, go to 20, 25.
Yep.
And I don't know, but I wanted to. I guess you have the clue to survive, but I wanted to deal you 4.
Yeah, I guess. It does not matter for that.
I was gonna say I thought that was like the greatest fake out of all time before getting to play that second Omnath.
Got him.
Gain 4, go to 29.
Yeah.
And pass the turn.
All right, I'll gain 3.
You go to 7.
I gain life too. All right. Wow, that was frustrating. But the game is completely different if I draw that 6 land. I needed it that turn though,
Yeah.
you know. But I kept an opener of 2 land, 3 elves, Woe Strider, and Bolus of Citadel. So, and then I just drew Cobra and then second Citadel. If I drew a land in either one of those, you know, turn 3 Citadel is insane.
Oh.
Even if you anger, it doesn't matter.
No.
I'm gonna dig out of that, but yeah. All right, pity game it is.
So far, Anger of the Gods
Has been
looked
insane.
unbeatable.
Yep.
Which
yep.
is strange to me because this deck, you know, the John Sacrifice deck won the challenge on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Anger of the Gods is pretty popular right now. It's main deck here.
I've never seen it main decked until this.
It's main deck in Reclamation decks.
Okay.
Stock
okay.
Reclamation decks.
Sure.
You know, some of the Fires decks don't. They play Verdict main and sideboard Anger / Clarion.
Yep.
But some of them main deck them, so that's less than half.
Mm-hmm.
But relative to other times in Pioneer's history, like this is probably the most we've seen of Anger of the Gods.
Yeah.
And if that's a really problematic card for this deck, then what happened? How did they win for all these?
They
Angers?
drew their 6th land instead of drawing a second Citadel. You know, I mean, that's the thing is if they curve out, you know, it didn't matter if you had Anger of the Gods on turn 3 there if I did my thing. And kind of similar to Collect a Company, if I just had Company there instead, you Anger, I Company, it's still a decent recovery, but yeah, I tend to agree with you. That would be a little rough. All right, I can keep this. Not as explosive as the last one, but we're going to try to win a game or just at least be competitive in a game.
I will keep this hand.
Okay, I'll take 2 and play Goose. Your go.
I'll play Triumph.
Okay. 18. All right. Now I'm going to take 3 for Adadim's Awakening. I'll go to 15. I will Thoughtseize you.
Okay. Well, I have basically 3 pairs, 2 Cobras, 2 Spirals, and 2 big spells. So pretty good hand against Thoughtseize.
Yeah, pretty good, but you do not have an untap land, which is pretty huge. Yeah, it doesn't really pay to start taking Cobras here. Growth Spiral doesn't really pay either. I'm just going to take your first bridge card there, the Escape to the Wilds, let you draw Anger, and live life. All right, I am going to play a Mystic and pass to you.
No Goose attacks. What a coward.
I know, I'm a fish.
Okay, I'll take 2 and play Cobra.
Impressive. All right.
But 18.
I am going to, I guess I make a red Mayhem Devil.
That's not good.
Yeah, I can't do anything too great this turn. Goose, food, and pass to you.
So, you have 2 in hand?
2, yep.
Right now, you only can kill 1 Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I should extend the second one.
Okay.
So play Cobra.
Yep.
Play Ketre Triome, make blue-green.
Yep.
Play Growth Spiral.
Okay.
Play Rogren Triome, make blue-green.
Yep.
Play Growth Spiral.
Okay.
Put Rubicon Crag into play, make blue-green.
And Anger.
Play Uro.
Okay.
Gain 3 life, and didn't hit a land off the Uro,
Okay.
so I go to 21.
Okay.
Other way, and pass the turn.
All right, fun.
So now, an untapped land will cast Ultimatum if you can only kill 1 Cobra.
Yeah, that's.
And if you kill the Cobras, I have this Uro. That'll be 5 cards if you kill both of them.
Yep.
So a bit of an awkward spot for Corey.
Agreed. Love it. Oh yeah, kill 1.
Oh yeah, I do just let you do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I sort of expected them both to die anyway.
Yeah. It's reasonable.
For some reason, Mayhem Devil is just templated in a very old way.
Yeah.
That feels like the way it would have been written in 2004.
I tend to agree with you. Okay, so now I'm just debating how I want to best approach this.
I guess that's the Mayhem part of it coming through. Just nonsense like that is supposed to happen.
It was the best thing that when that deck was big, we were doing online tournaments because we didn't have to try to follow the stack during a paper match. It was all just on Arena Force. It was still hard to follow.
Yeah, or have to follow life totals when random pings are happening everywhere.
Ping all the things, eh? Well, this is tricky.
Feels like you've been a little landlight every game and really dependent on these mana creatures.
Yeah, I really have been, and that is something you really don't want against Anger the Gods, that's for sure. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to sack, deal the damage, and scry. I don't think I want this. And just attack for 3.
Brings me to 18.
Your go.
Okay, let's play the Uro.
Okay.
I will go back up to 21.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Okay, now what do we want to do? 21, that's so many.
Yeah, I lost to this deck in round 1 of the Pioneer Showcase when I left them at a virtual 4, but they had gained 17 life over the course of the game. And this was on like turn 5.
That sounds about right. I'm going to just play this tapped, and I don't really want to attack, so I'll pass to you.
Wow. Well, attack, trigger,
Okay.
put a land into play.
No blocks.
So I'm at 24, you're at 7.
Yep. Oh, wait, yeah. Maybe I do want to...
Could double block and trade.
I could. Yeah, maybe I kind of need to... Maybe I need to. Yeah, we'll double block.
Okay, so you're still at 13.
Yep.
I'm at 24.
Okay.
I'm going to play another Uro, go to 27.
Okay.
No land there.
Okay.
So let's play another Uro.
Okay. 30.
30.
When in doubt, just keep drawing cards, gaining 3 life.
Now there's a land.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll make another food. Chris Barone joining the party. Well, yeah, might as well go for it. We got the Citadel. All hail the Citadel.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with, what am I at, 13?
You are at 13. I'm at 30.
I'll go to 9. Collected a company. 6. Okay, these are pretty good. Woe Strider for sure. And let's go with a Sifter.
So we're at 8 permanents now.
Yep. Okay.
You have not played your land yet.
I have not. Woe Strider.
6.
I did take out Cutthroats, though, and that's kind of the way to gain life, so maybe that is just a huge mistake. 6. Land. 5. I'll go to 3.
Yep.
Okay. You're at 30, eh?
Yep.
I have just 1 Scion. Yeah, I'm not going to really be able to kill you unless I hit 2 Devils, and I can't really do that. So... I feel like my life total doesn't necessarily matter. I feel like I can just go to 1 and just do my thing. So, all right, we'll go to 1. I can't really cast anything anyways. So let's just leave that and pass to you.
Okay, now I have...
Yeah, this might be just exactly the scenarios where you have to have some of these in the deck, because then I get to keep going.
Yeah, without guaranteed lands, I think I'm just forced to slam the ultimatum here.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is red, red, green, green, blue, blue, blue.
Okay.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted.
Okay, great.
So I'll put this Wilt into my hand and put this Omnath and 3 lands into play and have you take 4.
All right, that was fun. Unreal, unreal. Just a beating. Just an absolute beating. I mean, I was doing my thing. Maybe I just have to leave in the drain card to keep going there, but you're just at such a high life where normally, 20 damage is enough at this stage of the game, but you were well above. So I had to, hope to activate it twice, which, I couldn't do from my life total.
Maybe you needed to just chump block with the Woe Strider, so you still left the Mayhem Devil in play, and then hope to hit a second one to kill me.
Yeah.
But that you obviously didn't, so you'd have only been able to deal 20. And maybe a little bit more because you can leave some sack outlets on other creatures, but you would have then been a little bit short.
Yeah, maybe I screwed that up somehow, but Oh, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Well, we're done a little early here, so we'll take any questions if you got them, and then we'll just move on, because I know we'll have some grinds later on here.
Yeah, just one question was from a couple of different people about, does the Oops All Spells deck in Pioneer, is that legit, or is that just like 2-class cannon-y?
I think it is legit only for the reason that the deck that I have been playing, it's pretty good against, but it's definitely not winning anything, and it's very, very one-dimensional. That is a deck that you sideboard to beat it, you can,
Yeah, and when you are that one-dimensional, speed is a really important factor.
Yeah.
So the modern version has all this fast mana with Pentad Prism and Talismans and Simian Spirit Guides.
Yeah.
And you can potentially kill turn 1, but you often can kill turn 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
The Pioneer version doesn't have any of that, so it's just a turn 4, do my thing, and its creatures don't even have haste. So it's really a turn 5 kill you deck, and I just don't think that's fast enough to be a lasting presence in the metagame.
Yeah.
When compared to the rest of the format, when you're so easily stopped.
It does give me some Dimir Inverter vibes, because it does play Thoughtseize, Thought Erasures, and it just has that disruptive thing. And then Inverter was a kill you on turn 5 deck as well, but it disrupted. But I just don't think it's doing that stuff good enough.
Yeah.
And Inverter, could win through Rest in Peace. It could win through the hate. That's what made it resilient. And then it got to play good removal. You really can't play too much good removal in that deck. It's a machine that has to be, have its specific cards.
Usually sideboards Fatal Push for aggro decks,
Yeah.
and then we'll also sideboard some sort of bounce spell if they're the straight to mirror version. I usually see Perilous Voyage because it can bounce Rest in Peace.
Yeah.
And then you'll see some lists that splash green and play like Abrupt Decay.
I did see a cool list that played like 4 Thassa's Oracle.
That's usually in the sideboard too, to dodge Graveyard Hate.
Yeah, it wasn't even to dodge Graveyard Hate. I was playing an Omnath deck, and I was just able to beat their, spew of creatures. But then again, they just had to draw one of their oracles before they flip over their deck. So there's no way to return it or anything. So it's not really like a resilient. They did beat me with it, but yeah.
Sometimes I think early versions of the deck had Claim Fame, so you could either draw Oracle or Claim.
Yeah.
And have eight ways to do that. But, they found that they needed to have some disruption, and that's where the Thoughtseizes and Thought Erasures come in. But,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, that deck is fine, but I think that's the kind of deck that is going to take advantage of advantageous metagames as opposed to being a consistent player and consistent contender.
Yeah, I think like Dredge. It fills the Dredge role to me, and I think it's much worse of a Dredge too. Much worse of a Dredge deck, but anything that can combo kill you on turn 4 has to be respected, and if people respect it, the deck is not good, but if people don't respect it, it can sneak some wins in, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. So we are going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back. I'm going to be playing basically another historic deck, Rakdos Pyromancer. That deck just, the Thoughtseize into Arcanist. What is that? Is Dreadhorde Arcanist?
Yeah.
And just a spew of value from there on. Is my favorite deck in Historic, so I had to see if it was good. I've played it a couple of times, once again against Omnath piles, and I've just absolutely wrecked it. It hasn't even been close. So I'm a little skeptic of it, but we'll see. What do you got up against me?
I'm going to be playing Gruul Aggro. This is a deck that has benefited greatly from the addition of Crackcrown Pathway.
Yeah.
So, just trying to curve elves into Legion Warboss and Goblin Rattlemaster.
Yep.
And you can go a little bit bigger with Glorybringer, or you can take advantage of going wide with a Tarkus Command and Reckless Bushwhacker Burning Tree Emissary.
Okay.
So you have kind of two different game plans there.
Cool. I mean, we've had, I would say, pretty medium to bad experiences with Gruul on the show historically, but they always look like they're gonna be really good, and then they never end up being it. So let's see if it's a little different. I do think Pathways are pretty good. So we're gonna take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live.